They'll run with a but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
58's the mic. 58's the mic. It's coming this way, Here we go, Here we go. 58's the mic, 58. 58.
Looking to throw on second down. Trubisky, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Hey, Charlie.
And that'll set them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for third and long.
Alert, alert. Rush in. Alert, alert. Alert, alert. 58, right over there.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And he's going to go down again.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Let's go, let's go.
Take over first and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Jackson now. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Let's go now. 59. Hey, hold on. 59. You gonna see me in your night.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Here's Jackson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. From the gun on third down, Jackson. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on fourth down.
Watch the eye.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming.
That's right, baby.
And he will get in to make it 8-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
At the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Corner's the mic. Squeeze.
I got him. Check 13. Check 13.
Check. Fresno.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. Now Trubisky lost the football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year as the Ravens push further out in front. So now the Ravens electing to actually go for 2 here.
Watch the slants. Watch the slants.
And he is in to make it 16-0. So 2 successful 2-point tries now for them.
And you know what it does? It gives you a boost, a huge one for your team because, hey, you're dominating them now. They can't stop you either scoring touchdowns or 2-point conversions. But how about the defense? You don't know what to do at this stage. You can't stop them in any direction.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Clement. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Trubisky looking deep downfield. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Get ready, get ready, get ready. 58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. The Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
58 to Mike. Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. 58, boys, 58.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts. And still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. Quick throw caught out wide by Valdez-Scantling. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Let's go. Mike, 58, right there. I'm here all day. I'm here all day.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
You got motion man. You got motion man right there. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike.
Again, it's Trubisky. Going up top. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And a great return as he takes this up just shy of the 45. Johnson, the intended target. That pick, his 9th on the season.
Remember we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball, and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out there.
Exactly.
But the 9 picks,
9 picks, you want that.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Cameron Hayward able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. As the Ravens push further out in front. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2.
It's our time. It's our good thing.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now Trubisky. He'll have a first down past the 40. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. He finds his man Johnson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Let's go.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
I got you. 58, boy.
Hey, Alpha.
Hey.
Now Trubisky on first down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Ran.
58.
Hey, seam 6.
They go play action with Trubisky. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky.
Watch tight. Tight is right. You got 3 down.
Alert. Check.
Alert flare.
Now it's Trubisky. Being chased out left. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Trubisky and the troops staying out there. They will go for it.
I'm going to run you over.
Check 25.
Hey, ball.
58, boy. 58. 58 is Mike.
I smell fear in that offense.
4th down. Here's Trubisky. A desperation heave for the end zone. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Ravens are going to get the football back.
It's a turnover on downs.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this point.
And this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And they are 3 for 3 on two-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
On the return, the Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. In this first half, this is 2nd and long.
Get that ball. Let's go. Hey, Mike 40, Mike 40. Let's go, defense.
Big grip.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Jackson towards the end zone for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, his first touchdown on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2.
I got you.
And make them 4 for 4 now on two-point conversions as he'll take this one in for the score.
Steelers nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Come on, set. 15 line. 15 line.
Double time.
Go. Hey, ready.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 43. Here's Hill. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more coming.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now it's Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it, because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Ricky.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Let's go.
25 yards that time.
This is one of those plays that could go either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Ready. 15 on it. Check. Watch 54.
You must be sure.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson, letting one go deep, and it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Down. 50-yard.
At their own 20-yard line.
61, matchbox lights. Yo, 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 go, go.
Pop, pop, pop.
Bravo. 5.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And it's complete to Martin. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 58 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Back to throw. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And now it's 2nd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now after the offsides penalty.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58 is the mic. All day.
Topper!
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Quit talking about it and bring it. Let's go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They're going to run the draw here with Clement. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. Wild Bill, Wild Bill.
Hey, Orbit.
58, boys, 58. 58 to Mike.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for
Get
this.
it.
Now back to throw. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. They'll run with Clement. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for him. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through, and they ended up tackling him for a loss.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
40's the mic.
2nd and 4. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Steelers are able to get a score back. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, That does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, and that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw is Jackson. Going to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Blue draw quarters.
He's coming, double up.
Hey, box drop, box drop. Now.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
58, right over there.
Yes, yes.
Right there. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. I got it.
Ready, ready.
2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll stop him at the 1-yard line, but small consolation there following the turnover.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't.
Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. On play action, they'll throw. He'll and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcus Peters came screaming in on the quarter blitz.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Go 58's the mic. You ain't going nowhere.
They'll set up a throw. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
That's a gain of 9. Brings up 3rd and 7.
On the ready.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, Delta.
Joker. Wide, get wide. Jam it.
He'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? After they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dean Lowry gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. To throw is Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this third quarter of play. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Jackson got him in. It's Brown. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll try and throw for it to Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
After the interception, here's Jackson. That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. In for the score. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
59. It's a party now.
And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here we go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
On the
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
52's the mic. Hey, let's get in them holes. No, check that. We got Mike 52 right here.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This complete to Martin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going to go to Clement here out of the backfield. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. He'll look to throw. Johnson's got it complete. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring them indeed with that score alone. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Oh, this is a touch cruel here. They've got the big lead. Now they're going for the jugular with the onside kick. Oh, the Ravens say they have it. They do have it. Well, there you go. Just your everyday leading big, and you onside kick it with a lead. They got it. I mean, it worked, but interesting call.
I think because they have such a margin, they feel a little bit bolder about what they're doing. And it's not only just to try and increase their lead, but that's their way of saying we're in full control of this game, and we can kind of do what we want.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start the drive with Hill, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Under 10. 10. Check 31. Check 49. Check 49.
Here's Jackson to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 40. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. Jackson will throw again. And that will be incomplete as well.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Now it's Jackson towards the end zone for Brown. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want Y and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58.
On 3rd down, here comes Clement. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. This quarterback now 8 of 17 so far, under 50%. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Eric Armstead picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Set, ready? 18 Gator.
58, the mic. Check.
Let's go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Ravens, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.